3, 2, 1. Today
is
beautiful
because
my
cat
is
meowing
inside
my
Airstream.
mine too.
It's the Riveted with Chris and Gina. I will say that was fun, but
That was challenging.
It was challenging. That listener was our first attempt of a guest volunteering to participate in our cold open, and I think it went great. Do you think?
It was fun.
It was great.
It was fun. We won't tell everybody that we tried it like 10 times before we actually recorded.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, we have got a wonderful, wonderful, fun person on our podcast today, and we could tell immediately that she would be more than willing to participate in that experiment, and we hope you liked it. I liked it.
I loved it. And actually,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, see, and I mean, our alternative was we could have her quote some poetry.
Yeah, we might do that later in the podcast. But
she's good at that too.
So everyone, glad to have you on our latest episode, and we're also super, super glad to have our guest this week. She is, she might be the queen of the Airstream community. I don't know. She
could be.
We're trying to decide. We do know that she's very, very entrenched in volunteerism in the Airstream Club, passionate Airstreamer, and her name is well known in the community.
But don't tell anybody who it is.
Yeah. Well, we're going to.
No, don't be a secret.
She's on here.
Guess?
Yeah.
Yeah. They have to guess.
No, but we've been at rallies she's been at, but I don't know that we ever have spent a whole lot of time together, but we are super glad to have Millie O'Donnell. Everybody loves her. She's helped out with the club a bunch. She is in the wonderful state of Texas, and we're just happy to have you on the podcast. So, Millie, welcome to the Riveted with Chris and Gina.
Thank you guys very much. I'm really, really glad to be here. I've been a listener for a while, and I think podcasts are just an amazing way to get new ideas and new friends out from everywhere.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Wait. I'm still on the fact that she said she's been a listener.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, when you put, I'm one of those people that's still on Facebook. You know, I'm old school. I don't have a MySpace anymore, but I do still have Facebook. If you're old enough to remember that.
Yeah.
Iconic relic.
Yes.
But when you put those things up, there's a lot of great full-timers out there who are doing really cool YouTubes and podcasts, and I love jumping on and listening to get new ideas and some old ideas and reminders of the fact that everything doesn't have to be new. You can do things old school and share that with people. Sometimes we forget that we're chasing the new modern stuff.
I agree.
And we're in Airstreams, for goodness sake.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. We listen to a lot of podcasts and just think it's a natural thing to enjoy driving down the road when you're traveling with your Airstream. And we thought, well, what better to do than have, a nice, fun, Airstream-oriented podcast that people can come on and share their thoughts and experiences. And it's been going well so far, and glad that you're a listener. We were concerned early on that we only had like 1 or 2 listeners. And we still don't have verification that we have much more than that. But we think we're getting up there, maybe at least
a dozen.
A dozen maybe now.
Well, I hope so.
I think you're getting there.
Yeah.
I think you're getting there. And putting things on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and those places just helps.
Yeah.
You pick up 1 or 2 here and they share it with somebody else. And it's like playing telephone when you're a kid. It's fun.
Yeah. Well,
I think we just did that for the opening, sort of.
We kind of did.
That was kind of like the telephone game.
That was. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's...
that was a fun game.
We're half a country apart and just talking through the technology of the internet, and still pulled it off famously, I think. I mean, we did...
Do you ever think about the fact that you're on the phone or on a FaceTime or a Zoom call or podcast with somebody that could be a world away, and it sounds like they're in the same room? And growing up, well, I'm significantly older than you guys, I think. But growing up, reading books like 1984 and movies like 2001: A Space Odyssey and The Jetsons, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
I've got a robotic vacuum in my house.
Mm-hmm.
I do call her Rosie. It seems appropriate.
I just want the car. I want the Jetson car that he had where, just zoomed around.
We're getting close.
Gosh, that's what I want.
They talked about flying cars. It'll happen.
Yes.
Yep, it will. It will.
I can't wait. I'm looking
Hopefully
forward to
not
that.
in Texas.
Well,
These roads are too fast for me already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, speak to that a minute. So you're not originally from Texas, but that's where you're making your home now, and
right.
And it's got to do with Airstream too, right?
Yes, I live in an Airstream park part of the year. I'm here it's called NTAC, North Texas Airstream Community. Shameless plug. It's a really cool place. It started out in, I think, the early 90s as a place for people to store their Airstreams when they weren't using them. And then folks started building instead of just a shed with a shelf for the trailer, they put a little washroom and added a little living room. And the next thing you know, it's a full apartment, kind of like a barn dominium. And we do still have some blank lots and a big visitors terraport out front for rallies, that sort of thing.
Wow.
And I found it when I was still full-time. I was debating staying full-time and really kind of wanted to settle a little bit. So I'm here a few months out of the year, and it's a great community. I love being here in the springtime when the bluebonnets are out like they are right now, which is the absolute best part of Texas. They're so beautiful. And it's nice. But no, I'm from Massachusetts originally.
Yeah.
Oh.
Long way away.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
You
like a different world away.
I guess if you
absolutely.
If you take spending time in Texas long enough, it offsets that Mass accent, right? Because I don't think you really have the typical Mass accent.
So I had the typical Pakikan, Harvard Yard kind of accent, and it still comes out occasionally if I go home to New England for a period of time. Last summer I spent with my sister in Maine, and I go right back up to picking up the wicked pissa and all those things come running back. Or if I get really drunk or really angry, those ahs go away and they get,
I was getting ready to say, you don't pronounce the R's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow.
No, when I was living in Florida, I moved from Massachusetts to Florida early in I'm retired law enforcement corrections officer. And I was working in a small town in Florida, and they rather resented the fact that I was a Yankee and a female back then in the 70s. Nobody wants to grow
I
up.
bet.
And so they gave me the ID number 44. And you know how that sounded coming from me.
Right.
Then 4PD. 44 PD. I took a lot of ribbing for it. So in order to gain trust, you had to learn to speak like the locals.
Yeah.
Throw a few y'alls in. Not twang it up a bit, but just soften the New England accent and become a more neutral accent. And that's where we are today. It evolved.
Well,
mostly.
You did very well with it. I don't know if I could have changed mine.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I have that southern drawl.
Yeah, we both do, but I can make mine go away if I try really hard, but then
Okay, wait. So here's what Chris does. Let's say we go to a restaurant.
Here comes the truth.
Yes. So we go to a restaurant. Let's say it's a Mexican restaurant or a Asian restaurant or something where they speak differently, right? And they'll come up and they'll say something like, would you like to order? And he tries to talk like him. I can't do it like he does, but he says, "Oh yeah, we want fried rice."
No,
and I'm like, "Why are you talking that way?"
No,
you do.
I don't.
You do, and you do the same thing at the Mexican restaurant. We have
to self.
Yeah.
Don't dine out for cultural cuisine
with Chris. That's very smart of you.
Yeah.
Gina's safe, Chris. Maybe not so much.
We have a Mexican restaurant here that my mom loves, and ever since my father passed away, we've been taking her there on a regular basis, and she loves it at least once a week. And he does the same thing even now, and he's been going for months. And they just laugh at him. They look at me and they just laugh at him and shake their head. They're like, "You don't have it. You can't do it."
I don't do it as severe as she says that I do. I only do it if they don't understand me the first time.
Here's what you want to do instead, and be more pleasantly accepted. Learn how to say hello or thank you in the language of the restaurant you're dining in.
Yeah, that's smart.
That's the best way to do it.
That's
because people always appreciate when you try, like going to another country. You may not be fluent in French, but at least if you attempt, then they appreciate it.
That's very world.
Oh, see, you can do that like on.
It's pretty worldly. It sounded good, didn't it? I probably read it in a book.
Probably, like Beauty and the Beast. You go through and go bonjour, bonjour.
Yeah. No,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I think that's enough pleasantries. All right.
Okay. All right. Enough with that.
All right. Let's dive in. Let's get there.
Okay.
I was going to try my best Texas accent to say my next question, but
I would recognize it. I don't know who around here has a Texas accent, or who's Southern, or who's from Arkansas. I can't tell.
So tell us about your entry point to bringing an Airstream into your life. Just kind of paint the picture of where you were in life to say, I think this Airstream stuff's cool. And just kind of fill us in.
I know exactly where that was, because I have told this story a number of times, and I'm not afraid to tell it again. I saw my first Airstream that I'm consciously aware of when I was about 12 years old. We were driving from Massachusetts to Maine for a little 2-week summer vacation with my family. And I saw an Airstream on the opposite side of the highway traveling in the southbound direction. And I remember looking at that little silver Twinkie thinking, what is that? And my dad said, that's a camper for rich people. And I can hear his voice saying it. And am I thinking, what? What is it? Because 8 people and a, single income home. It was tight. So I just brushed it off, but I never forgot it. Then I want to say my first year working KPD, 78, 79. This fellow had a wreck. He was a full-timer back before anybody knew full-timers. He was a traveling construction guy, and he had a 30-foot trailer. And he was in a small fender bender, ended up chit-chatting with him, worked that call, got to see the Airstream, got an invitation to go to the campground to see the inside of the Airstream. And, of course, I was first in line. And he became sort of a friend, and I just got to visit the trailer and thought it was really cool. Chucked that in the back of my head, forgot about it. Fast forward to my divorce in 2015. Well, what am I going to do now? I think I'll sell everything and buy an Airstream. No, wait, I skipped a very important part. My dad died, and the funeral home showed up to pick us up, not in limos, but in an Airstream motor coach.
Whoa.
Really?
Airstream funeral coach. They had funeral coachers back in the 80s.
Yes.
And I wasn't sure what it was until he pulled up. My mother was not amused. She was kind of insulted, but I digress. When I got divorced, I thought, okay, it's my turn. I'm going to sell everything. I'm going to buy an Airstream, which I did. Bought a 79 Safari. It had been sitting on a little horse farm in Valrico, Florida. Went down there and got it and knew nothing. Totally clueless, had never towed anything more than a tiny U-Haul. And went full time. The rest is history. I'm on my 4th trailer and absolutely zero regrets.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Well, except that I probably should have done that instead of get married 20 years previous, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, that, not going back to a sad part, but that funeral coach deal is pretty unique story. We've never met anybody so far that had any exposure to that was also in the Airstream community.
So this is where they put the casket in the back
so
of
the casket went in the back or in the side, and the flowers went in the back.
Right.
And the fellow that owned the funeral home, this was Conrad and Thompson Funeral Home down in Kissimmee, Florida. I think they still exist. Wicked nice guys that owned it, and they were friends of my dad's, and we had a big family. And they showed up with that to take us to the church. And I stepped outside to look, And because my mother sent me out, what is that thing? And I went out and they explained it to me, and I saw Airstream on the side. And I said, wait, is that just like the silver things? They said, yeah. We got in. It was beautiful, comfortable inside. The one that's in the museum in Jackson Center now.
Yeah.
If you
Yes.
ever get a chance to go see one, there's one there, and you can.
Yeah,
check
we've
it
seen
out.
that. We've seen that one. Is it just like the one that he
Yeah.
had? Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Same kind of thing. Yep, all that velour type texture on the inside.
Yes.
And I had him. I kept saying, well, open the door. I want to see. Where's Dad? Where's Dad? And he said, Millie, I'm not going to open the door here in the street. When we get to the church, you'll see. And of course, they wanted us to all file in and sit in the church, and then they marched him in. And I told my mother, no, I'm staying outside. I stayed outside and watched him bring him in.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is amazing. And they just had a little hatch for him. One for him, one for the flowers, and then up above was
Yep.
So
the
somehow
driver and one passenger and family.
I feel like I can, really say this to you, Millie. So the one in the Heritage Center that's sitting there has a skeleton sitting in the back. Could that be your
I
dad?
called him Frank.
Oh,
Called him Frank.
Frank.
So
Okay.
when we were there for the
Frank.
grand opening of the Heritage Center, they
Mm-hmm.
had the little skeleton there. I don't think
Yes.
they left it there.
So
It
we
seems
were
to me
there for
Samantha
that.
was worried about people. See, I think that's where we met.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were there.
When I saw that thing in there, I told Samantha that you have to call the skeleton Frank. That was my dad's name. I
Yeah,
got the
okay.
biggest kick out of it.
See?
I think it would be interesting to know how many, loyal Airstream, owners, especially somebody that's as passionate about the brand and the community as you are, just how many folks also were exposed to one of those funeral coaches
In the 80s.
in the 80s. Yeah. I mean, because I'm sure if for a lot of people that have never been to the Heritage Center but own an Airstream, they may not even know those things exist.
Well, I didn't
I'm
until
sure
the
there's
Heritage
still
Center.
plenty of Airstreamers that have never seen one.
Yeah. Unless you just do a
I
deep
didn't know it
dive.
existed until I saw it that day. I had no idea it existed until they showed up with it.
Yeah. Well,
I knew they had different types of vehicles down there at the funeral home, but I had never seen it.
I mean, we had owned our Airstream for almost 4 or 5 years before we saw that one at the Heritage Center, and had no idea until we saw it. And
I thought it was
And
great.
didn't you just fall in love with it?
Yes.
It's just, if you'll excuse the expression, it's badass. It really
Yes.
is. I think they should bring it back.
well, and I think if I understand it right, we heard that particular one at the Heritage Center, its last owners were a traveling band, like a country music group or a
I
bluegrass
think that's
group
true.
or gospel
That's
group.
awesome. Yeah, you
And-
could use those hatches to hold all your equipment.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, it's
Every once in a while, you see one for sale. They didn't make a lot of them,
yeah.
but every once in a while, you see one come up. And if I had a bucket of money
Yeah, there.
just to have it, it would be
Oh,
fun.
absolutely.
It's such a cool rig. So
It would be a party bus.
Yep.
It would be a party bus.
Well-
First one to pass out rides in the hatch.
oh man,
That's it. Do the bourbon trail with it,
oh my gosh.
yes.
and just take your friends. Get one non-drinker designated driver. They get to pick who's the drunkest and put them in the hatch.
Yeah.
Let's
That'd be fun.
I like that. We should do that.
we should petition Airstream to let us use that one at the
Borrow
Heritage.
Yes.
Just borrow. We're just gonna take it
We'll
around the
call
block.
Bob Wheeler, are you listening?
We're
Bob
just-
Wheeler, hey, are you listening, Bob? Can we borrow that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just drive around the block.
He
That's
could be our DD. We could let him be the DD.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I think he might want a cocktail
all
with
right.
it.
Okay,
That's another
let's do a little deeper dive on this for a second. Okay, so let's say
Okay.
let's just say, what do you think we could sell the seats for in that rig for a Bourbon Trail
Oh my gosh.
ride with Bob
So,
Wheeler
picture
driving?
this, a fundraiser. Now
Yeah.
picture this.
Yeah.
When I say we, the ACI, the WBCCI, Wally
Yeah.
Byam Caravan Club International, just moved into new headquarters next door to the original building.
Yeah,
And the original building needs some renovation, and we're
Oh.
going to do a little fundraiser.
there you go.
So we take that bus, and as a fundraiser for the new building,
Mm-hmm.
we get Bob.
Yes.
He could drive, and we charge a fee for each seat,
Yes,
Mhm.
and we head to Bardstown. It's not far from there.
you could auction off or do an auction to buy
I'm
the
thinking
seats.
$1,500 a seat.
Oh, I think
I think
it'd
could
be more. I think it'd be more.
Yeah.
Could it?
I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Well, see, I'm going with what I could scrape together, maybe including if I sell the cat and all my feet,
I,
because I want to go.
Yes.
I think if we could, there could be two. Let's say, all right, let's do this. Let's say that there could be a lottery of people that maybe just are fortunate enough to win, so they could go where there's no money, and then we like put it out for people to actually
The
buy
money
a seat.
bunnies.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yes.
and that's the one that Bob drives. And
Okay. Perfect.
I think
Perfect. It's a party.
I think
It's a
so.
party. His ears have got to be ringing.
I would definitely
Somebody's
go on
the
that party
phone with them
bus.
saying,
Oh my gosh.
"You're going to have to listen to this podcast because they talk about it."
It
Yeah.
would be a dead ringer.
God.
Well,
Really good.
okay, so tell us what rig you have now.
Right now, I have a bit of a unicorn. I am very, very, very blessed to tell you that I have a 1980 25-foot Caravelle, spelled Caravelle, not spelled in the current way.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you a funny story. Remember when we were all in Jackson Center and we were there for the grand opening? They had a brand new Caravelle in the lobby outside the museum and the store.
Yes.
Beautiful little rig, all portioned with camping stuff outside.
Right.
Yep.
We spent a bunch of time, my friends and I spent a bunch of time in and around that trailer sitting outside. I went inside, and on the chalkboard inside on the whiteboard, I wrote, "This is Millie's trailer," because I fell in love with it and decided that a Caravelle was in my future. I was a base camp owner, and I loved my base camp. But the Caravelle had just a little bit more elbow room. It was just, I don't know, it was singing to me. I tried. A friend of mine came to me and said, "Do you remember when you told me you'd rather go back to a double axle than keep a single axle trailer?" And I said, "Oh, yeah. Well, if I could find a Caravelle with 2 axles," and they laughed and said, "Well, there's no such thing." Fast forward to 2021, I come here to NTAC to visit friends, and I've got my base camp parked in their space, and I'm walking around the park looking at, there's every manner of trailer here. There's B190 van, there's old Bambis, there's even a sky deck here. There's a fella here who has a sky deck. Have you seen one of those?
Not in person.
Talk about a party bus.
Yeah.
It's fabulous, yeah. So there's a lot here, but I'm walking by one of the lots and there's this beautiful trailer. I'm estimating it is 25 or 26 feet off in the distance with really pretty yellow and orange and red stripes. And it says Caravelle on the side, and it has 2 axles. And I'm thinking, it does exist. What is that? So I do a little research, and it turns out that here in the park, it belonged to one of the people here who had another trailer, and they hadn't decided to sell it yet. And when I finally met him a couple of years ago, I said, "If you ever decide to sell it, I'd like first dibs." You know the rest of the story.
Yeah.
So in doing research, back in this one, it looks like the tag on the front says it came off the factory floor, or it was stamped on Halloween of 1979.
Wow.
Favorite holiday.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why they did the orange stripes and stuff. But when you walk in, it has a front kitchen.
Oh.
There's no front kitchens in any of their floor plans for that year. They didn't do a front kitchen. Apparently they did 2 of them. Possibly 3, but I've not found proof of the 3rd. So when I got into this trailer, when the current owner showed it to me and explained it to me, he said he showed me a magazine that had been put out by Airstream Life magazine, did an article about these rigs. In the late 70s, they built 20-foot and 22-foot Caravelles, along with a couple of these 25s. I think 150 altogether, and a lot of them were being shipped to China or Europe or something for the caravans. So you don't see them here because they went over there. The longer ones stayed here.
Yeah.
Well, most of the longer ones have a regular standard dinette and side kitchen and bedroom and bath, that sort of thing. But a couple of them, mine included, have a front kitchen, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's the best of the 4 trailers I've had. My first was the Safari, which was wonderful. Then I had the Argosy. I had an Argosy motorhome for a very short period of time. It was it took a lot of gas. We'll leave it at that. And then I went to the base camp. This is the best one by far because it has a lot of room for me. I had just adopted a kitten, And so there's a place to put the litter box, and I've got space. And so once I got it, I took it up to Jim Roy up in Monmouth, Maine, Silver Moose Restoration.
Yeah.
Left it for the summer with his boys, went back to Maine to hang out, back to my sister's, she lives just south of him. Hung out for the summer and waited patiently while she got lithium batteries and solar and a new fridge and some little fix up here and there. And so she's still original with a couple of tweaks, and she's just so pretty.
I was about to ask how original it still was, and so that's great. That's really an awesome trailer. I would say probably one of the most unique ones described so far on our podcast.
Yeah, I've never seen one like that.
No, yeah, we'd love to.
Well, I opened the door for I parked with Vintage Airstream Club this summer at Sedalia at our international rally, because they do that wonderful tour. You get to walk through everybody's trailers, and we had lots of visitors who had not seen one of these. And it was just really a very, very proud moment for me to get to show her off and share her with the community.
Yeah.
Because I love showing people this trailer. She's fabulous.
How many owners do you think it had?
Oh, I know. It had the first original owner, and then my neighbor's dad bought it, and then his son had it, and then this guy had it.
Yeah.
So I'm the fifth, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Yeah, they had it for the majority of its existence.
Yeah. Well, I've only seen, I think, one front kitchen, and it was like one of the big 33s or something.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it just gives you a ton of room, and standing in the kitchen with the big front window all the way open, as long as you look past the cat who's always sitting up there looking out the window, I have plenty of space. She takes over everything.
Well, that's great. I like hearing about those unique ones.
So you'll have to get us some pictures of those or of that rig so that we can see it, because I'm sorry, I'm picturing it, but have you changed the color or anything, or does it still have those?
No, the inside had the previous owners had removed the original carpeting, which is completely understandable because it was a shag late 70s yellow and gold kind of stuff. The walls are still the same. It still has the wood. It's got a beautiful 4-drawer dresser. The kitchen has a cabinet with 6 drawers in it, which is great for all your silverware and your utensils and stuff. And then the front end cap and the back are faded a little bit. They're a little bit yellowed, but I'm hesitant to paint them. I did decoupage one of my favorite paintings on the front just for color and to add a little pizzazz, but for the most part, original. One of the things we did, a friend of mine and I took the sofa out and took out the what do you call them? The things that go over your curtains. I can never think of the name.
The valances?
It's like a piece of wood that. Thank you. That's the word.
Valance.
The valances. And when we took the old fabric off, we found the original fabric in mint condition.
Oh,
So we put it back up with the original fabric. And the curtains were a little faded, so we changed those. And I'm in the process of reupholstering the sofas. But the beds in it at some point had been changed from what their original were. So the front couch has been restored to original. The back one, I might leave the way they set up the bed or close to it because it's easier to use. But for the most part, it's in good shape. It had a little hail damage on the back from sitting outside for a while because it sat here for a good 7-8 years not being used.
wow.
So she's had a few little spa treatments, and there's still quite a few to go. But she's operating. Like I said, I bought her and took her right up to Maine, and then did the Sedalia rally, then went back did Jackson Center for Illumapalooza, came here. Since then, I've taken her out to California for the Rose Parade rally, down to Edna, Texas for the Region 9 rally, and we'll be headed to York, Pennsylvania for the next international in August, probably with a stop in Maine along the way.
Yeah.
Not that that's on the way to Pennsylvania, but it's on my way.
Well, we'll see you there because we're going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you, now that you have a rig like that, do you go and participate much in Vintage Airstream Club events, or was that Sedalia thing your first time?
That was her first Vintage Airstream Club event. I've been a member, an affiliate member for a while. I was a member with my first trailer. But we'll do more vintage things now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
What makes a trailer vintage? Like how old does it have to be?
It's 25.
I think vintage is 25 years, antique is 50.
Oh
Yeah.
God, so I'm antique.
Me too, sister. Me too.
Yeah.
You can be a member of the Vintage Airstream Club with the vintage trailer. You can be an affiliate member with any trailer, any Airstream.
Yeah.
So I've maintained membership with it because they throw some great parties.
Yeah.
Good rallies. And they're always all inclusive. You don't have to be a vintage trailer to come to the party.
Yeah. That's great.
That's awesome. Yeah, our buddy
And
James.
It's so fun to see all the stuff they've done. You guys know James.
Oh
Yes.
Yeah. He's doing an awesome job. It's the passion comes out of him, big time. You can see it.
It's unbelievable what he's done at his age.
Yeah, that's great.
I know it. He's a rock star. I love that kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a rock star.
Okay, so I have a very serious question to ask you now.
Uh-oh, hold on.
Okay.
Did I read somewhere correctly that you...
Is this the part where I have to deny everything?
Well, I don't know.
You better.
You're going to see.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I scoured the internet, did my homework before this important podcast record, and I believe I read somewhere that you were a stand-up comedian.
That may or may not be true. Yeah, no, I did. Pun intended, when I went through my first divorce, I couldn't afford to pay attention. So I was trying to find ways to make money. And there were some contests out there that I entered and surprisingly won. And then I enjoyed it and kept doing it. And that was my side hustle for a while, trying to raise my little one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And
it was fun.
And so where was that?
Never met a microphone I didn't like.
Oh, well, see, I like that. So where was that though? Like where you going, like
in
around
Florida.
in
Florida.
Like in pubs or bars or?
So you,
lots of bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because you talk about winging it. We were talking early, just winging it today. There's people who do this. They sit and they write their jokes and they write their stuff. And you can do that. And then you can hope that the audience responds well, but you have to be able to course correct in the middle of a show if something's not going well, that sort of thing. I had been booked in a restaurant bar. I misunderstood the name of the place I was going to. I thought it was this hoity-toity, double income, 2 kids, nice place. And I got there and it was a hardcore, old school, low-key biker bar.
Oh boy.
And I walked in and got introduced and got shown the mic. And the whole time my head is racing thinking, crap. I got nothing. So I had to just wing it. And I got invited back like 6 times. Had a blast. Gave up the hoity-toity bar. Had way more fun with the biker gang.
Yeah.
It was way more fun.
That's cool. Well, I
didn't have to watch my language either.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which at that time was
Yeah,
great.
but doesn't it make it a little easier once everybody starts drinking?
Well, of course.
Because then if you just start laughing, then they'll think, well, what did I miss? And they'll just start laughing and... Yes.
Sometimes. But remember, hecklers get bolder when they're drinking.
Yeah, that's
well,
true.
that's true.
Have you ever used any of those skills around the campfire at an Airstream rally?
Oh, sure. Everybody loves to tell stories and have fun around the campfire.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's cool. Yeah. Well, Gina, do you have any questions? I feel like I'm hogging the mic.
You're not hogging the mic. I just like hearing her talk. I'm just so amazed. I'm still thinking about her blaming the cat for some of the things when we first started here.
Right.
And I was thinking that, maybe we should get a cat. And then I don't have to blame you anymore.
I like that idea.
I've always been a dog person. I've had cats before, but I've been a dog person at least since my Airstream life. I started out with a wonderful treeing walker hound who was with me until he passed, bless his heart. And then I just couldn't do it. I couldn't get another dog. I just couldn't. People kept saying, you need a dog, you need a dog. And then one of my neighbors took in a stray and the cat had 7 babies.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, well, I'm just going to go look. Well, who can look at a tiny half-pound little ball of orange fur that's walking toward you without picking it up and going, "Oh my God, it's so cute." Hence, I have Quinn, the Airstream cat. She does have her own Instagram, by the way.
Oh, that's great.
She started with me at about 7 weeks. She is a full-on orange tabby, full of fun and piss and vinegar. And one of my friends she really adores, and she runs to the door when she gets here and immediately just chunks down on her hand and bites her. And I don't know why.
Wow.
She loves her, but she bites her. And she gets mad, but it's hysterical. She's unpredictable. She does steal stuff. She doesn't like to have her nails clipped. And one of the first times I went hunting for the nail clippers when we were on the road, I couldn't find them. I'm like, what the hell where'd they go? Searched everywhere, couldn't find them. Went to the store, bought another pair, clipped her nails, put those in a safer place, and that night went to clean the litter box. And where do you think I found the clippers?
Whoa.
Oh,
She buried them in the litter box,
she's a smart cat.
which is the opposite end of the trailer. Well,
Yeah.
how did you get them down there? She said, I'm not having this.
Yeah.
So you have to check the litter very carefully, because that could be where that dongle for my earphones is. It
Could be.
over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's cool.
Things.
And she's been traveling
But
with
she's
you for
leash
how long?
trained.
Oh,
I got her on Mother's Day of last year, and she
Okay.
just celebrated her first birthday last month.
yeah.
And she enjoys the harness and the leash. She loves going outside. She's very dog curious. She's making friends with a few dogs in the neighborhood, or we're working on it. She's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
That's
I love
cool.
it.
But I do
We
blame
like-
her for stuff.
Yeah. So listener, whenever we were first coming on, Millie was looking for her earphones, her earbuds, and she blamed it on the cat. And so I got to thinking, Chris, I'm surprised he hadn't got a cat yet, because I blame him for everything. Start saying, no, it's the cat's fault. No, it's
Do it.
good. So you've been full-time since 2015?
I started full-time in 2016, actually.
2016, okay.
Was when I got the rig up and running and went. And in 2021, actually in 2019, I bought a house in Florida. My sister wanted to move from Alaska, so I bought a house in Florida for her and was keeping the trailer there and was going to travel back and forth. Then COVID happened and she wanted to leave Florida. So long story short, I went back to being full-time, but this time in a base camp, and did that for a couple of years. And then in 21, bought the place here.
Right.
And so now I'm part-time, or most time.
Most time. So in your travels, what's been like your epic adventure?
So when you say epic, there's a number of translations. Do you mean
Yes.
epic in the sense of that was like an e-ticket ride at Disney World? That was the best thing ever. Oh my gosh, I want to do it again and again. Or holy crap, that was scary. I'm never doing that again.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Both.
Okay. All of the above.
Yes.
All right, got it.
Yes.
Epic adventure. Let's see. Well, I will tell you, I just came back from I did the Rose Parade rally for New Year's Eve, it was a bucket list thing to go to that parade anyway. And the trip out was fun. I caravanned with a dear friend, and she showed me parts of Texas I've never seen before and loved it. We went looking for the Marfa lights and did all this fun stuff. But the wind, there's a 20-mile, 30-mile stretch of I-10 in California between like where Coachella is and Pasadena. I don't remember the exact towns it goes through. And there was a storm going through, and I mean, death grip on the wheel. The wind was going like mad. And I'm thinking, I'm going to lose this trailer. But I didn't, obviously. It was fine. I was just being a worrywart. But that was a beautiful trip, getting to see so many pretty things. It was really cool.
Yeah.
I love the desert. I love traveling through West Texas and Arizona. The trains in New Mexico have always had my heart, just cruising along the highway and watching them, or when you're on a side road and they come by.
Yeah.
And they're so long.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yes.
It's fascinating. But I'm an East Coast girl at heart, so going up the Maine coast and going to Provincetown and Cape Cod and those places, I love that. Take a pot of water on your stove in your trailer and cook yourself up a lobster and look at the ocean.
Yeah.
everybody should do that at least once.
Well, and we are ashamed to say that that is the one area of the United States we've yet to Airstream in is the New England states.
Oh,
And
you got to get after it.
yeah, yep. We
Yeah.
the farthest northeast we've gone is Pennsylvania, and
So
with the
Well,
Airstream.
in our
Here's a
Airstream,
hint.
yeah.
Yeah.
The region 1 of the club is hosting a rally to celebrate. We're celebrating our 70th anniversary as a club, and they're heading up to Nova Scotia.
Hmm.
And I mean, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you cruise up through New England and go up there, you need to check that out.
We're not big reservation makers
Or
and
planners.
I've just
So
got
I get it.
I've got this impression that the only way to really enjoy it right in New England is to have a whole arsenal of reservations stacked up so you have a place to go and you don't, I don't know that you can wing it in New England. Am I right in that?
Well, it used to be that you could. When 2020 came along and so many people bought campers and started not hogging up, but excuse me for being rude, but they took all the reservations.
Yeah.
I never traveled with reservations before. I just stopped when I got tired and pulled into a place, and it only got turned away one time.
Yep.
Now, almost everywhere you have to have them, but with Cracker Barrels and Walmarts and Harvest Hosts and Boondockers, and there's so many other options that you have. You can still do some skip bopping around. You can still do some.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the way we like to travel as much as we possibly can, is to do it without having to know that, well, we got to leave today because we've got to be at the other place in 2 days, and or we're going to lose our deposit kind of stuff. We don't like
Right.
that kind of travel.
Well, we
Right.
can't do that
Yeah.
physically. We just can't. We can't make ourselves do that. We've tried and it doesn't work.
Yeah. We end up just
And some of the best things that we've experienced are because we didn't have some reservation or
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's those little magic finds. I found a tiny campground in South Carolina. And it was a no reservation thing. I was tired and I saw a tiny little, that little highway sign that just has a camper on it.
yeah.
And it said this exit. And I thought, yeah, okay, we'll go see what it is. And I didn't hear banjos playing, so I kept driving. And I went in and it was just a tiny little family-owned RV park on a lake next to a donkey farm. You back your trailer in, you can fish all you want in the pond. The people were really nice, and I think it was $10 a night.
Wow.
And I've gone back 5 or 6 times when I've been in the area. I think it's up to $20 a night now. You've got water and electric, and they have a dump station, and it's still the same family that runs it. Granddad opened it decades ago. Those are not the places you find in a camping magazine or a
No.
reservation system.
no.
It's just the luck of the draw.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's true. Well, and that's I guess
Those are the best.
that's been one of our, I guess, only reservations is not making reservations.
Our only reservation. Oh my gosh.
Well, of like doing New England.
So
Yes.
you have reservations about making reservations?
Yeah.
Is what you're
yes.
And
yes.
like
You
the
think
when the International was up in Maine a few summers ago, we thought to ourselves, man, this is our time to go up there. We need to go, and we'll hit the International and do all the stuff. And then we thought to ourselves, but everybody else that's coming to International is going to spend the summer up there, and they've already pre-booked all the great
That's right.
spots. And so it's like we're going to drive all that way and then not have anywhere else to go. So we ended up not
Yeah.
going. So, but
Knock on somebody's door. Hey, can we borrow your driveway?
yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll get up
There you
there.
go.
We'll get up there. I know it's beautiful. Everybody says it is.
So what's
It is.
next for
Put it
you,
on your
Millie?
list.
What you got
Next
going
for
on?
me,
Mhm.
I just happen to be headed to Maine. um, I'm actually working on some stuff on the trailer over the next month or so. So I'm going to stay put and then head up to Jackson Center and visit there, maybe help out a little bit pre-international, and from there go up to Maine. My home, I'm an Elks Club member, and my home lodge is in Sanford, Maine. And so I have to go visit my friends there, and my sister's an officer with that club, as a matter of fact. So I'll
Mhm.
go visit her and then head to York and then do Jackson Center again for Lumapalooza, which is a standard for me. I'm a volunteer for that.
Mhm.
And then I heard about a rally in Region 5 that's in Indiana that's a It's going to be at a juried art show, which I thought would be really cool to add.
Yeah, I
art
actually
in
saw that
Airstream.
today.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, that one's going to be cool. I think I'm going to, if there's still space, I'm going to sign up for that one.
Mm-hmm.
We did
That'll be fun.
We did a Lumapalooza in 2018. Were you at that one?
That's the one I haven't done in the last 10 years. I was in Paris.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I got to go to Europe that month.
That's the only one of those we've been to, and we want to go back to one. We just haven't. But
It's
we
a
were
lot
there
of
in
fun.
18. Oh yeah, it's a blast.
We loved it.
That's a lot of fun. I'm Brett's stage wife now. So I help him on stage doing the door prizes and the introductions and all that stuff. And
Okay, I'm going to tell you something that, okay, everyone out there, you're not going to believe this shit. So we went to a Lumapalooza in, it was in May, was it not, that year in 2018?
That was when they had them in the spring.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we had a blast. Met lots of really cool people, just had a blast. And they did this drawing, and Chris won a Yeti cup with a Lumapalooza sticker on it. And I'm going to tell you right now that he is still drinking out of that cup today. It is sitting beside his hand as we speak right now.
Yeah.
And that was in 2018.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
It still has the sticker on it. It's a little worn.
Yep.
We'll take a picture of it and post it so everybody can see it. But it's a little worn. But he drinks out of that cup every single day.
They
Well,
last.
They do last.
Door prizes, man.
Yes.
They get lodge pans and Yeti stuff.
And this one was
Zip D chairs.
This is one that I've not ever seen this color Yeti before. It's kind of like a bronze color.
Yeah.
It's
not Yeti.
Nice.
Yeti?
Yeah.
Did I say Yeti?
A Yeti.
Yeti, yeah.
Yeah, I did say Yeti.
What did you think he said?
I don't know, but when you said Yeti, it just, I don't know,
it's a
honey.
Yeti.
It didn't sound right when you
and all
said
of a sudden you're thinking, is that the right word?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. It's like all of a sudden I had a brain fart. It was like, Yeti? Is that what I said? But yes, it is a Yeti.
Yeah.
Yes. It says Lumapalooza on it. But I think it says Lumapalooza 9, does it not? Does it have a 9 on it? I think it does.
And it has like license plate decorations.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
License plates.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a Highway 9 symbol on it.
I've been through all the logos, but I didn't get the shirt from that one because I didn't go to that one.
Yeah,
and that was one of the most popular logos they've done.
Yeah, it was great.
That was a real
so
popular
much fun.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, maybe we will take a picture of that, Gina.
Yeah.
So give
how to throw a party.
Yeah, tell us a few minutes about like your volunteerism that you've done for the club, like what you've done in the past, and just at the level that you've done it at.
You know, I discovered, or it was actually, I joined the club when I was at my first Lumapalooza because the club hosts a little pizza party for everybody. And they tell you about the club. And if you're not a member, you go join. And that's what I did because, you know, obviously I'm a joiner. And I went to, Doswell. The Doswell International Rally was the first time I volunteered for an international, and I got to drive golf carts to do the golf shuttle, taking people all around the park. And it was a huge park.
That sounds fun.
And it was so much fun, and it was a great way to meet people. And I made it a challenge to myself when I picked somebody up a second time to remember where they were parked. Oh, I remember you. You're up in row K, and you've got the 95 motorhome, right? And they'd go, what?
Wow.
How did you do that? So you just made a game of it. And I drove. The gal who ran the thing said, what hours do you want to work? And I said, just all of them, like, you know, till the golf cart runs out of gas or something. So I'd pick up the cart in the morning and I'd drive till nighttime, just kept going. I'd stop and have lunch and visit people, and I had a blast. And then the next time I went to international was, I can't remember, probably Tennessee. Yeah, because I couldn't go to Oregon because I was driving from Alaska. Long story. At Tennessee, I volunteered and helped the girls making name badges and working at the club stand, that sort of thing. And that year I decided that every single year at International I was going to volunteer for a different job. So I've done parking and golf carts and all sorts of stuff. And this year I'm doing the distribution of the golf carts plus parking. Last year I did parking. And I'm helping Stacy with the septic crew. So I get to be part of the pump out crew, which is very exciting. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it takes a village. But then I've also volunteered on the local level with my local clubs and at region rallies, that sort of thing. I mean, everything from making oatmeal and ice cream breakfast to serving meals, cleanup crew, during 2020, wiping down tables and stuff and taking people's temperatures at entry points to let them in, making sure they didn't have any symptoms. I mean, you name it. Over the last few years, we've done some weird stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm in the executive council now, vice president, which is an honor. And I just, we have meetings and we do motions and we help grow the club, that sort of thing. With the new building, I got to help with some painting on the interior, which was a whole lot of people. There was a lot of people involved in getting that building up and running, and it's beautiful. You have to go see it.
That's awesome.
It's just fun. It gets you off the streets.
Yep. Yep.
It gets you off the streets, and you are making friends that last a lifetime.
Oh, you're not kidding.
I love
This
it.
club has become my family. I mean, I have a great family, but it's different.
I think that I've missed
we
out.
count on each other.
Yes, I agree. I think that I've missed out somewhere in here, though, Millie, because not one time that I can ever recall was I ever served oatmeal and ice cream breakfast. And I'm highly disappointed about that.
Let me tell you, this is a Region 3 classic. So Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Region 3.
Well, we're part of Region 3, and I've never been served this.
The first time I did it, we were in Tallahassee for the Region 3 rally, and I think it was Roy said, "Will you help us with this? We're going to help us serve the breakfast." And I said, "Sure." And he said, "Okay." And I said, "What do I need to do? Make eggs or something?" He said, No. We'll make the oatmeal. You go get the ice cream and the toppings." And I said, What? Oatmeal and ice cream? That's disgusting. I don't eat oatmeal. Oatmeal's gross." He said, "Just trust me. This is what we do." And sure enough, they set up a big table. They make 3 of the biggest vats of oatmeal you've ever seen in your life. And maybe they looked like huge vats to me because I can hardly stand to be around oatmeal. It's not a thing for me. I can in tiny bits now, maybe with ice cream. And then they set up a table full of blueberries and strawberries and walnuts and coconut and freaking M&M. You can put whatever you want, granola, on this oatmeal with a big dollop of vanilla ice cream on top.
Man.
Sounds really.
And they line up and eat every bit of every bit. I'm telling you what, all 3 vats, I think somebody's back there licking it clean because they eat it all.
So this is warm,
it's a
cooked
historical thing.
Yep.
They've been doing this for years. It's hot oatmeal with ice cream and all the toppings.
Wow, man.
I have never heard of that.
It's kind of sort of healthy.
Events.
Yeah. I mean,
kind of sort of.
It's kind of sort of healthy.
Well, we've only been to 2 Region 3 rallies.
Yes, but you would think that
we may have slept through it. I just don't remember it.
Oh, now you possibly could have done that.
Well, our first Region 3 was in the.
Maybe they didn't do it the ones you went.
Well, I mean, the Region 3 that we went to, the first one was in the John Leake years, and I don't know.
Yep.
I think maybe he just had a bunch of donuts and stuff, and I don't know.
Some kind of eggs in bags or something. I can't remember.
We did that one year.
Well, I know they've done that for Lina.
Yeah. No,
they could have done other things for Region 3, but this is a classic. It's a thing.
Okay, it's a thing. Anyone out there who knows that we're coming for an event, we want oatmeal and ice cream for breakfast.
There you go.
Yes, we're requesting that.
Well, I think that probably what.
And speaking of John Leake, you can't just skip over that iconic name. We adore John and Suzanne. Have you been to Lina?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We have.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, he was on our podcast early on, and it was we had a wonderful interview, wonderful conversation, and all that kind of stuff. But he also had to talk about canceling.
Yes.
Lina this year.
Oh,
and
awful.
And so
next year, couple years.
But he's an awesome guy for sure. And
he is, yeah.
Cool. Well, we we can't thank you enough for giving us a little bit of time. This has been a super fun conversation.
I've had a ball.
Yes, thank you so much. And we know that you've done a lot in the Airstream community, and you're being a solo traveler in an Airstream is something that is very well respected by everybody. And
and she has done it well.
You've done it well, and
thank you.
You're just a fun person. So thanks so much for spending a little bit of time with us. And
well, I look forward to seeing you both in York.
Yes, for sure. We now can add you to the list. We plan to have a happy hour for everybody that's been on our podcast at York, if we can squeeze it
fun.
in.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that'll be great. And then, of course, we've got to work on Bob and getting this whole tour thing done.
You're way more connected than we are. So do you think you could maybe get some wheels in motion about the Bourbon Trail Bob Wheeler combo
you don't
action?
Think for a hot second I'm not going to send Bob an email and say, hey, great idea here.
Yes.
Will you drive?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Man, I'm telling you what.
Great.
He can drive. We'll document it. We'll interview and document it. And we'll start at the beginning, talking to people, and then each time we stop, for another drink, we'll talk to them one more time, and then by the time we're in and everybody's
I know.
Just evaluate.
Yes.
I know right now, our friends Bjorn and Nicole,
they'd be all over that.
They'd buy out the whole rig.
Yeah.
I know they
might.
would.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I know a few people who would sign up for that party.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
I would be
100%.
on it for sure.
Yeah. Well,
It'd be fun.
that's
You never know.
that is a great fundraiser.
Hey, if not the funeral coach, there's other coaches out there.
Yes.
We could do some kind of cool road trip.
Yeah. Well, cool. All right. Well, have a wonderful rest of your week and summer, and we can't wait to see you down the road as soon as we can. Okay.
Thanks so much, Millie. We
Same
appreciate
to you guys. Thank you very much. Take care.
We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Wow, Gina, that was fun.
I'm telling you, did you know that we met her father at the Heritage Center?
Gina, don't be talking about it.
I had no idea that was Frank. I'm so super stoked about that.
Yeah, no, that anybody, if you've not been to the Heritage Center and seen that funeral coach, you need to go do it. It's a one-of-a-kind rig for sure. But
there's so many things at that Heritage Center people need to go see, but that is definitely one of them. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Lots of fun.
Millie is amazing.
Absolutely. And can't wait to see her soon. So everybody, check us out. We're on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube podcast, or at therivetedpodcast.com. We got a lot of episodes to dive through, and hope you enjoy them. And again, as always, open invitation if you want to be a guest and you have an awesome, fun, amazing Airstream story, or shoot, even if you don't.
Everybody has some type of Airstream story.
Yeah,
yes.
Come on. All right, everybody. See you down the road.
Thanks, everyone.
3.
Who's going to start it?
2, 1. I'm starting it.
Hello. Oh, you're starting it. Okay.
Well, what if I want to start it?
All right, listen, we're starting now.
Okay.
All right, it's the cold open start.
I like it.
All right, so here we go. Are you ready?
Yes.
Ready.
2.
The Airstream
Is. What?
Why did she speak and you weren't done?
I know. I don't know what he's doing. What is
do it
2?
one more time.
All right, we're going to start again.
What is 2? Were you pointing to me to go first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand.
Okay, here, let's start over again.
We suck at this.
3, 2.
Speak for yourself.
3, 2, 1. I
Love
Airstreams.
because
they
Take me places. Oh, rats. That was not one word.
I like it.
All right, we got, how many words was that? Was that 4
No,
words?
it can be more than one, can it?
Okay, let's try again. All right.
I think it should be more than one.
No,
if
it's
they
got to
want
be
do it.
one.
Just one?
One.
One word. One word. Yeah, I screwed up.
One word. Okay, here we go. We're going to start again. All right. I forgot what my first word was last time.
You got to change it up now. You
Yeah,
can't give us
it's
the hint.
whatever.
Oh, that's right. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Today
Is a I gotta do one word.
Typical day.
I told you I'm feeling the pressure. I'm sweating.
Okay, one more time.
See, I couldn't do this. Like,
All right, one more time. 3, 2, 1. Today
is
Beautiful.
because
my
Airstream.
was
cleaned
Twice.
me
and
I
am now. I said 2 words.
going
to drink
My
cocktails
alone.
but
my
Cat
is
staring
right. Oh, I went out of turn. It's just me.
sadly.
This. Oh, I did it again.
won't. Yeah, you did. You keep
keep doing that, and then you keep talking over her,
I got to quit looking
Yeah,
at
you
Gina.
have to make the mistake and then just carry on.
and then keep your mouth shut.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. All right. All right. I think we're warmed up now, so I think we'll get it this time.
Oh, so we're gonna do it one more.
Because I screwed it all up. All right, we're gonna do it.
Okay.
We're gonna do it right this time.